Haunted Halloween Spooktacular Special. So, what scared you as a child and still does today? What, when you were a kid, scared you, and when you were an adult, still scares you today? Justified. Justin?
Wait, are we talking in general or movies? Just before we get to that.
Whatever scared you.
Okay, go ahead.
In general.
I guess it's got to be heights for whatever reason. Like, I flew for the first time 3 years ago, and I loved it. I don't know why.
Where'd you fly to?
Brazil.
Ah.
Is that where you got your Brazilian?
Yeah.
And his cocaine addiction.
Yeah, it was a win and lose trip.
He was near the border of Colombia.
Brazilian didn't work out so well.
Colombia?
All right, so heights. So then Vertigo would be your horror movie.
Yeah.
Does that movie mess with you?
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh, it's a
Ooh,
classic.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of a classic. And
Kim Novak, right?
You've
Jimmy
really
Stewart.
got to catch up before we have to ask you to leave.
Speaking of classics, Hammertime Holshoe, what scared you as a kid and still today?
Wow.
I fucking hate spiders.
Oh, Arachnophobia then
Yeah.
with John Goodman be your movie.
Yeah, the thing is, I knew somebody that was like, oh, there's a snake in my house. So I grabbed the snake and threw him out. I grabbed the snake with my bare hands. Doesn't bother me. Spiders, no matter the size, it scares the shit out of me. The creepy crawler, 8-legged little sons of bitches. Don't like them.
Speaking of creeping, crawling, 8-legged sons of bitches, Jumpin and Jivin James, what scared you as a kid and still today?
Really creepy porcelain dolls.
Oh.
Very specifically, when I was a kid, I used to watch the Friday the 13th, the series.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, the show, yeah.
And, you know, they always had to go find the creepy item that was killing people. And there was
Yeah,
one where...
the antique store and all that shit,
Yeah.
right? The 3 kids or whatever?
I think it was 2 of them and the old man.
Ah. But old men are
Reverse
just kids,
Scooby-Doo.
right?
Young.
Keep going.
Anyway.
No
there's-
Jason Voorhees.
5 minutes into the show, he's correcting me.
Well, at any length, there was an episode that was specifically about a China doll that was very creepy and convincing like a little kid to kill a person or something, and you know, just the head popping to the side gets me every time on those things.
You make me think of Dolls, the Stuart Gordon
Exactly.
movie right now.
Yeah,
That's
or like
creepy.
Puppet Master, like Chucky. Do those do anything for you? They're not porcelain.
Chucky doesn't do it because you know he's a good guy doll.
Did you see Dead Silence? That was the one with the...
I did. That one did
Didn't
mess with
James
me a lot.
Wan directed that? The guy that did Saw, and recently the Conjuring. I hear that's a really good movie, but I haven't checked it out
I need
yet.
to see it.
As for me personally, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Gremlins, Raptors, they scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Scared the shit out of me today. So there you go. Gremlins, Jurassic Park kind of fucking fuck me up. Reptilian clawed creatures, right? Like, oh.
Does that happen a lot in your regular life? You're out and about and you see a reptilian called creature. Like, I'm just asking.
All right, this might be edited out. It might be on YouTube as a little, who knows, 2.5 minute long thing. You mentioned movies or in general, and we did in general. Movie, anything on screen, film. What scared you as a kid? Justified, Justin.
When I was a kid, I remember on one Halloween night, my mom and dad were outside doing something, and my sister, and I walked downstairs, turned on the TV, and Pumpkinhead was on, and it scared the absolute shit out of me.
Was it Lance Hendrickson that scared you, or was it the Pumpkinhead creature?
It was.
Because-
I
You
don't.
played both, didn't you?
Did he really?
It was literally like.
That's a Stan Winston creature, right?
I believe so.
believe
Yes.
It was literally like 20 seconds of video. I don't even remember it. I just remember walking in and seeing it, and it was like a really weird feeling I got, and then I just walked back upstairs.
Jumpin and Jivin James.
For me as a kid, it was definitely the very first Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy. It was creepy as hell on that.
The first one, the stretchy, goofy arms, or like the blood coming out of the bed and the woman
The
running,
bed coming out of
like,
the bed.
being dragged across.
Yeah,
the
her
fucking
being
room.
dragged around the ceiling and stuff. Just
That movie is scary.
and the lighting's really eerie in a lot of scenes now, with the light coming from behind
Yeah.
things and.
Speaking of coming from behind things, Hammertime Holshoe, what you got?
I would say we lived out in the woods, so when I was a child, Jason was a very tangible person to me. I'm like, Jason's going to fucking get me. My mom wouldn't let me watch those movies. My stepdad would let me watch whatever I wanted to. Now, prior to that, the one thing that stands in my mind is that my real dad took me as a child. And I know this isn't supposed to be a scary movie, but it scared the piss out of me to see E.T. in the theater. And he rolls that ball, and then something throws the ball back to him out in the shed. And he goes to the shed to see what it is, and I piss myself. Don't go to that fucking shed. You're going to die.
Yeah, you're a xenophobic. You're like Lex Luthor over here. Beware the alien, everybody. As for me, The Exorcist terrified me when I was a kid. Growing up spiritual, religious, or whatever. So demon, that shit was almost real to me. As real as Jason was to you, John. Also, Thriller. Scared the shit out of me. That's Michael Jackson, and all of a sudden he's a werewolf and a zombie. That's not cool when you're a kid, man. And whenever the video would come on and it would start spelling out Thriller, I would start crying.
I think also the creepiest part of that, though, is Vincent Price's voice.
Vincent Price basically rapping in his own little style. Absolutely. Good times.